Hello and welcome to the Heed Army podcast. Before we go any further, I'll let you get it out of the way straight away. So I get it the right way. No, still, it's even a year and a bit. Get it wrong. We've got our thank you to our sponsors, Northern Bryn Solutions, and partners at Patrick. And also hit the subscribe button before we go any further. We've got lots of messages coming in, but of course, we have all the boys here, but we've got a lot we've got to talk about. We've got that epic win against Sunderland, a strong Sunderland side. Of course, the North Shields friendly, which was a mixed squad. And then the absolute demolition of Blyth Spartans.
Bubbling be the word.
I even heard in some quarters there was Blyth fans asking for the last rites before 90 minutes to be read out. It was we'll get into it. It was a horrible display for Blyth. Good for Gateshead, of course, but you can only beat what's in front of you. But we'll get into all of that. And of course, there's a new signing just come as well. We'll quickly go into that. New signing announced just before we came on air, and that is this young man here from Blyth Town is Ben Fell. So I'm guessing that is one for the future there. So Ben Fell comes into the mix, and Mickey's seen him play against North Shields. I'll quickly go through some of the messages because we've got loads coming in. Thank you to everybody. Stevie Farnfield, he's put hello boys, embracing the win. Hello lads, excited for the 10th of August. Certainly am. Nice. Trina there, evening lads. We've got lots of evening lads. I'll put them up while we're going and say, boys, I mean, we'll start with the first one. I'll tell you what, we'll start with the slaying of the scum.
Well, you need to ask for, look how happy he is, Craig. You need to ask for new lads here. This lad called 7-0. You couldn't resist it, could you, Mickey?
I couldn't, no.
You're on cloud nine. Look at you.
Of course, look. Let's be honest about it. That's the worst Blyth side I've ever seen.
Ever. I know, yeah. Terrible.
It really was. I mean, I'll put it up here in the background. I'll just put us down to the bottom. There we are. And I'll put this one in. Of course, it was about 600 fans there for this one. And from the get-go, we started well. We're getting in behind them. And there you go, straight in. Ollie Thompson with the first goal. And that was what the rest of the game, the pattern followed. We just opened them up with ease.
Mistakes as well, like basic mistakes.
I mean, yeah, when it was at half time, we're 4-0 up, and I was thinking, keep the lads on for. Didn't make any changes till 70 minutes. Let's see how many we can actually get before the. I mean, when we went to 4-0 up, the lads behind the goal were saying we want 10, and that was before half time.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, Oseni was just absolutely fantastic.
His second goal was a corker.
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't like to do this to have a go at Blyth, but
we missed this. That's a shocking miss.
We missed that one, but they weren't physically up to it. I know you could say full time versus part time, but they just didn't even have the speed. I mean, there was one instance where Luke Hannon was like trotting up the right hand side with the ball, and they couldn't get near him. They were having to really
look at the space. Just look at the space there is. You know what I mean? They're not getting close or anything.
Well, I mean,
they're not even.
They were playing Ryan Donaldson in defence, centre half, and it's
wow.
Great. That player that just went down there, number 17. I forgot his name. The try list, number 17, was absolutely electric again, as he was against Sunderland. Getting to see a full game out of him more or less was nice, because when he came on against Sunderland, we'll talk about later on, he just seemed to be trying that little bit extra hard and things weren't coming off, but he was a real team player there in this one. And I think, we're talking about how bad Blyth Spartans were, and I spoke to Louis Story after the game and I said it was a good performance, and he went, you can't about the scoreline. I said, not the scoreline, I said the performance. We give a professional performance. We kept our width. We kept passing the ball. We played to our tempo, not to the opposition. We could have just took the Mickey and showboat and passed the ball, but we weren't. They were looking for space. I mean, look at the movement from the players here. They were in amongst it. They were hungry. They were going for it, and it's a pre-season friendly, and it bodes well. I mean, of course, we've got two really tough games coming up, to finish off pre-season, which is what you want. But to see us go about our thing professionally and carry it on, even though it was poor opposition, was embarrassing. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Embarrassing own goal. Look at that. It's a beautiful finish, by the way.
I know. It's like one of them when the fielder's running after trying to stop a forward, it's just out of the reach.
Yeah, just pushes it on.
So yeah, but just looking at the game, it was and we'll address this now because someone's just put "just for men" gone wrong. Obviously, that's
I think he's got a purple rinse myself. Like I must admit.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second. I'll just pause this a second. Right, we'll put my full screen. Right now, can you see like a purpley pinky tinge to that? Or it was like how I've removed it. There you are. So what it was,
he's gone off.
Yeah, he's quit. He's gone.
Can you hear us now? I'm back.
Gotta call him Molly Slocum from now on. Like,
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Well, what it was, I went for like the pre-scandal scuff look originally, and then we root score, and I do it again. But instead, I was in the dye shop, Savers, and I picked up platinum blonde, and it looked very similar, the grey to the metallic. There's another one there. We hit the post there. I mean, it could have been 10 or 12-0. And obviously this one didn't take as well, and it just left like a blue rinse. If anyone remember, what was her name on Coronation Street? She used to go
Molly Slocum of Are You Being Served?
Yeah. Well, my pussy is all right. So yeah, but no, Friday night. I mean, it was a lovely game. For us, it was a nice night out, pleasant pre-season game. Blyth fans, to be honest, they were absolutely fantastic. They knew what was coming. I think that you heard something said on the way out of the ground, didn't you, Mickey?
I knew. I didn't think what was the words was used. I had a feeling it was going to be bad, but not this bad. Was the words I heard.
Yeah.
No, they didn't expect note.
It's pretty desperate, isn't it, from them?
It's. I just hope this bloke starts opening up to them, because if they're not going to open up to the wrong fans, they're just gonna be hate figures like Calla was.
Yeah. I mean, you just hope that it improves for them, because it could be a very slippery, quick downward spiral on what we've seen there, because that was probably the worst pre-season side I've ever seen. Not just because it's Blyth, I'd say that was just, it was farcical. But Gateshead went about their business and read the tempo. They made a game of making the players work. So yeah.
Now what it reminds me of, can you remember the 2000s when we brought all the kids in? Where Scott and with Craig Robson, Paul Taylor, Richard Flynn, Catnach, all them. But Catnach and all them would never have given up like that. That was absolutely appalling for what they had done. We're just totally outclassed, and it's if the boot was on the other foot, we'd be absolutely furious.
Oh yeah. It was quite the lack of display, wasn't it? I think is the way to talk about it. St. Geordie is put, can't take much more pre-season, but wow, we were playing well. Of course,
we just want to get started, don't we?
Yeah, pre-season means now we could have beaten
exactly.
10 or 12-0 still means nothing. Yeah, it means nothing, but as I say, the lads went through it professionally. They kept the work rate up. It wasn't just they could have went 3-0 up and just passed them off the park for the next 70 minutes, but they didn't. They kept on working. Seventh heaven for Mickey, says Sean Parry. Our last two.
That. I've had a great. No shoes on Thursday. That on Friday, and then Ned's Atomic Dustbin on the Saturday. I had the perfect 3 days.
There you go. Craig,
I woke up after bouncing into Ned's Atomic Dustbin for half an hour. My ankle was like a pudding when I woke up the next morning.
Yeah, you're not a young man anymore, Mickey.
I know.
Our last two pre-season games are at home to Middlesbrough and Carlisle. Of course, they're going to be good tests, and we'll get into them.
Craig's right, going to be good tests, aren't they? Carlisle and Middlesbrough.
Yeah. I did manage to get a couple of photos when we were at Blyth here. So there's, I'll take that comment off 1 second. Where is it?
Yeah, get it straightened up, Davey.
There we go. And there's a photo of Keenan Brooks there.
Did he have anything to do? Did he actually have a shot to save?
No, we got him a deck chair, and he just topped up his stand.
I think he might have had one half chance to scoop up. And I mean, you can look at in the background of this picture, if you can see Rob head as if to say, "What the hell's going on with Blythe? Look at that!" But he knows. There's one thing you can say about Rob. Well, two things actually. He's got a great beard, and he knows how to wear the hell out of a suede shirt. Look at that. It's,
but when we get the No Shields one, I'll tell a story about No Shields as well. So,
well, hang on, are they just t-shirts from Primark?
Is that their centenary or celebrate 125th year strip or something like that? It wasn't very nice. But it looked too plain. It was too white. Obviously, another action shot there, Mr. McGowan. And then there's the Gated fans behind the goal. You can see Mickey looking down at Trina's bum there as well, if you just have a little closer look.
What was McGowan's, what was his reception like?
They were muted, weren't they, really? I think they were just more horrified about what had happened. I think they were...
He didn't celebrate when he scored, to be fair to him. He just ran through and stopped past the keeper. He didn't like... if it had been one of us, we would have been on our knees in front of them giving it this, but...
No,
McCowan was quite reserved, to be fair to him.
We've got more messages here. Mason, who would have thought Ryan Donald's at centre back? I enjoyed seeing it after that goal against us at Wembley. He can suck all he wants.
I tell you what, at this rate, Blyth Town are going to become a bigger club than Blyth Spartans. If they're not careful.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow because they're playing each other tomorrow.
I noticed that.
All joking aside, they could be playing each other next season if Blyth Town get promoted and Blyth get relegated.
Yeah, it's true. Wow. Yeah, unless, as you know, you mentioned earlier, David, Blyth Spartans might even do what Mask did and just drop straight into the Northern League.
Certainly hope not, but I mean, you got St. Geordie there, 17 ex-Luton. Yes, apparently so. I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head, but he looked really good. I thought he was good. We've got pre-seasons. We're getting legs and match fit. You won't win. You win out for a good pre-season. I know, but it helps.
It's true.
Yeah, it helps having the backbone of last year's squad to get the other players up to the standards. Massive shout.
Sorry to cut across you, Davey. Let's not forget again that Blythe team. You had no Tinkler. You had no Rutledge. You had no Kane.
No,
they all played the day before.
No Ollie.
No Ollie. Well, Ollie's injured for 2 weeks, and he's done his hand.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's hosting this podcast tonight.
Bye, Ollie.
I think he shouted Slim Shady as I went, "Shut up! It's a tribute to you," but I went too late, and he was devastated.
Well, he got me a Coke the other day because he pointed at my T-shirt. He went, "What's that?" And I looked through, and he went like that. And I couldn't believe I felt for that.
No, he didn't. I heard a lot of the chants for Stephen the Spartan kept everyone entertained during the first half. He was dressed up. He had his Spartan outfit, fantastic, and that's what non-league's all about. I know that they're the old rivals and stuff, but that's someone that just loves his club and massive respect to him.
Definitely. If his team had shown half of the passion Stephen has shown, they might have got a shot on target in 90 minutes.
And that's what I'm not being funny, but Gateshead and Blyth Spartans, they're not the glamorous teams in the world for kids to support. And seeing people there supporting the team with passion, it's fantastic. Doesn't matter if it's Ashton United, Gateshead, Blyth, Barnet or Aldershot. I've got other thoughts, but
why did you mention
them? No reason. Dave Edwards, the squad's looking strong pre-season, exciting times ahead. It is, but once we play the first 10 games and see where we are, then we'll see how excited we can get. And hopefully, I'd imagine there might even be a couple of additions to the team as well in that time.
I'd be very surprised if we don't sign another striker.
So lads, So, lads, between both of you, are we in a better place now than you thought we were going to be come the end of July? You know, so, so when the game finished at Wembley, you know, if someone had said at the end of July you'd be in this position with these players, would you have taken it?
Without a doubt.
What happened with the playoffs, I was really, really worried that the team could be breaking up. I was really worried that could happen. Fortunately, it hasn't. I mean, until this transfer window shuts, I always panic. So,
well, as I say, I didn't interview Louis' story behind the game, just had a bit of a chat with him. And I said to him, you know, like, 'cause I mentioned before the Sunderland game, I was watching the body language of the players, and of course, the players that were there from last season. And Grayson, Tinks, and Kenton were going through a defender's warm-up drill together, heading the ball with Louis' story, of course, obviously part of the defence when he's fit. And the absolute body language of confidence, the strutting, the hand taps, everyone encouragement to each other, just doing heading drills. You know, you could notice it. And I mentioned it to Louis, and he said, "Thanks for noticing that," because that's what we've been working on. He goes, the spirit and getting these lads together. He goes, that this season feels a lot more special because of what happened last year, because of the playoffs. You know, we said a lot of these lads could have left and went to the Football League, but we've got it that they want to get to the Football League with Gateshead. They want to earn it that way because that's the driving force. So to have that behind the scenes as a driving thing, as well as the professionalism of what we've seen in the way tactically they go about things, the way man management, it excites me. And to see, I'll encourage a lot of people, get there early, watch the warm-up, and watch the different groups of players training and look at the body language, look at the way they interact with each other. It's very special. We've said it for a couple of years at Gateshead that it's a special group of players. Whoever comes in has to buy into it, and it looks like they are. And I think it must be a fantastic dressing room to be into, because even just speaking to Louis' story, I was ready to pull on my shorts. He had to stop us taking off my pants. But
that's just part of the injunction, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's. I was like, he's like, "No, Davey, keep your pants on. You can't play." I was like, "I can."
While you're on about the warm up there, I'll briefly touch on No Shields again, because I was watching them warming up, and the ball was just boom, boom, boom. The way they were just warming, doing the pre-match ritual, and that ball was pinging, and I mean, absolutely pinging between them. And I was watching No Shields, and I can't remember what I said it to. I says, just go out and watch the way they're pinging that ball backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
To the way No Shields are doing. I mean, I'm not having to go at No Shields, not at all. But I like to look at the warm-up and see how teams are doing. If some teams turn up and they're just pissing about with the ball, kicking it up and doing and think, we were just on it. Yeah. And that was before the game had started.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was a completely different game than No Shields game the day before, because No Shields gave us a pretty good game.
Well, I think No Shields are going to obviously trying to rebuild from what happened to them in the Northern Premier League East, aren't they? So, you know, they'll get it right, but that just shows you the difference for Blyth at the moment, because they played them earlier in the week and got beat off North Shields. So that tells you North Shields are a good side, you know, that they're no mugs. Someone's put, do the collars match the cuffs? Her name was Phyllis, Blue Rinse. You'll have to subscribe. You'll have to subscribe to Mickey's OnlyPans for our special collaboration to find out about it.
To the collars. I tell you what, it's the one thing I didn't want to see. I didn't want confirmation either way, Steely.
The Borough game will be a test. It will be. So in there, 1 second. That keeper's kit looks nice. Well, I'll get that back up and have a look. Yeah, it looks got like a speckled effect to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, on the front. Yeah.
It's like I was going to say, it's like Mr. Tumble designed a goalkeeper's top. It's great.
And I think he's listening to Nathan, and I think Nathan likes a good goalkeeper top, and he's a bit knocked that he can never get one. But he says the dots on it puts him off it this year. So
I think it looks quite nice. the dots don't look in photo. They look, I don't know, a bit more vibrant there, but in person, it doesn't look like that, I think. Of course, we haven't seen the new away top yet, but I've heard rumours that it's very, very nice. Of course, our lads were playing in last year's away top, but the goalkeeper was playing in this season's goalkeeper's top. So yeah, and so we're still going through the messages. I'll get rid of that picture and we'll go back to the messages. There's still lots coming in. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and you can send us messages. On second is he may as well have had a deck chair. I felt for him, obviously. Patrick Story, performances matter in pre-season, even from Dunstan. We're playing like we've never been away. Lads looking sharp. Well, that's the thing that I think we mentioned.
It look really sharp, and physically, the whole team looks stronger.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
that's the beauty of pre-season, isn't it?
Well, we spoke about the importance of keeping that back line together and like the center of the team, and to have them just click back into gear like they hadn't been away is phenomenal so far. And then you think there's Jamie Bramwell as well, who played the full the most of the game for Gateshead in the Blyth game. Wasn't really tested, but what he did very well, as you could see for the whole back.
Good player, didn't he?
Yeah, big, strong, physical lad. And then we've got more.
In fact, I'm going to go on record and say this now, because he is a big unit. I think he'll be player of the season, and I'm not saying anything bad about him because he's far too big for me to argue with.
So what we've got left, lads, with friendlies, we've got the Borough and then we've got Carlisle. And is that it?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. Unless there's any behind closed doors, I don't know, because sometimes there is, but I haven't. But yeah, it's I'll say, let's have a look.
I tell you, it's encouraging, though, isn't it? I mean,
we've got say St. Geordie's put getting in the winning habit will help with confidence for the start of the season. Yeah, it's nice, always nice, but I think you do need a little reset against a better side, and that's why we're playing some teams from a higher level. Obviously, the second game I thought would have been more of a test. In all honesty, they were pretty poor. Whether you read into that being their first game, I know it was only our second one, but the fight and drive just didn't seem to be there from Sunderland. But we've got the highlights of that. We'll go into that a little bit later on. We've got the tequila chant when the Spartans was stuck in my head all day at work on Saturday. So that one there, we've got Sean White has put evening gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Mr. Luke, brilliant team spirit we have in the changing room. Yeah, and, this is something else that we haven't really touched on yet from the Blyth game, was of course that there was a mass change, and at Blyth Spartans on the tannoy was quite funny because they didn't write any names and numbers down for their team, and when we made 9 changes, it was just a little bit too much for the tannoy announcer, who just said Gateshead have made lots of changes. And I think, but I think like everybody, we all kind of thought, right, this is me where Blyth will make it a foot back in against the younger lads, outmuscle them, men against boys, so to speak, and maybe dominate the last 10-15 minutes. And that didn't prove to be the case. They tried to get the foot on the ball, and then our youngsters just dived on it and were on them like a rash. They really did put them to the task. I mean, there was one player, I can't remember his name, but he put 2 Blyth Spartans players on the backside that were twice the size of him. The fight and drive from them young lads was lovely to see. I mean, look at Mickey, he's beaming with it. And just a little special mention.
He's like a Cheshire cat.
No, it's because there's it's the old fart and there's new.
Yeah.
The young kids coming through and doing well. I absolutely love it, and I made a point to say it to them lads, especially I keep going on about No Shields as well. No Shields and Blyth, they played excellent in both games, and I made a point of telling them they were absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. I said the same to Louis as well after the game. It just was. It was just heartwarming to see these young lads battling. I mean, obviously they're training with the first team as well. They're getting into that environment. They know what it takes to get into that team now. You've got Ollie Thompson, Connor Panny in recent times that have been breaking into that side. Another player that I was about to mention, Lucas Lowry, he didn't get on, but he played against North Shields. I was talking to his mum. She sampled the chips at Blyth, and she was none too impressed. Lovely lady. I said I'd give her a shout out. I forgot her name, but Lucas Lowry's mum. Hello. But it was just really encouraging to see these young lads dive into it, and
the goal they scored wasn't offside.
Yeah, I mean, I'll see if we can get it here on the end of the highlights here.
You showed it before. It was in the highlights, wasn't it?
Yeah. So coming up, it's here. 1 second. So I'll put it on full screen. I think
it was an absolute superb move as well.
Right. So yeah, look. Middleman was playing them on to me. Right, now the flag goes up.
Wow.
Well, to be honest, I think it was Lee. It said, "I'm sure that linesman's Mark Carruthers."
do you know where it is? Do you know who else said that and was being a bit cheeky? Was Greg Ollie. Asked him, said,
I think he was running a bit too fast for Mark, like.
You're surprised he's got to turn a pace, Mark, like.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So, we've got loads more.
And one of the left foot, apparently.
We've got loads of messages coming in. Please do keep coming them in. For anyone that's new to the show, anyone of the players' families that might be joining in, please do send us a message. So we're here to support your lads and welcome them to the club.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to reach out to the club this week and hopefully get some of these new players on, and we can talk to them and welcome them to the club. But in the meantime, follow our socials. Just going through the messages here. Read that Woking are about to enter administration.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, I think they've got debts in upwards and above of 3.5 million.
Wow.
And that was a club that was challenging for the Football League just a couple of seasons.
This is a club who are well run.
Mm-hmm.
It's been an Steely yield now how good a club they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Good support. Let's be honest. Good support. Good ground as well. They did a lot of improvements to it. Hey, that's a real shock. 3.5. That's a bad management. That's 3.5 million.
I'm sure I read it was up to 3.5 million.
Is that chasing the dream? Is it? Is that what?
Well, when they got in the playoffs, they threw a lot of money at it, didn't they?
And had a terrible season. I mean, we gifted them 6 points last season, but terrible season last season. They stayed up, but that doesn't bode well.
Obviously, we're going around the league. We're talking about things like that. Southend, of course, have been saved. Be interesting to see if there is any punishment on the back end of that, because we were quickly reprimanded after we were saved. So will we see? Will we see that north-south divide?
Can you?
Yes.
And I'm absolutely delighted that Ron Martin's not any part of that club. I don't want anything to happen to Southend. But if it had been anyone north of Birmingham, there would have been hell to pay.
Agree, absolutely, yeah. The north-south divide, we would have been slapped down. Can you imagine if that was us? Oh, goodness gracious.
We've got another message here about around football. What's your thoughts on Robbie Savage being appointed the Macclesfield FC manager? Well, he appointed himself, didn't he, really?
He was judge, jury, and executioner, wasn't he?
Exactly. He'll die on his own sword if it goes wrong. But you can't keep throwing money like they're throwing at that without getting up.
Yeah, they've signed Elliott as well, haven't they?
So he's going to throw a hatful at that division. That division, that's far too good for him. He's far too good for that division.
Definitely.
Money pays the strays will gone, wouldn't it?
Well, it's really sad actually, because I thought Elliott was someone who could have went up. Instead, he's chasing the money a little bit. He went to Scunthorpe and now he's gone to Macclesfield. Not large. His career is going to be short, but
Going back to the goalkeeper's top, polka dot bikini. Anybody?
I don't think anybody wants to see me in a polka dot bikini.
Oh my God! We're not going through that again.
Yeah. We've got Mick Scottish, but I'd love to see Rutledge get a chance this season. If you watch him warm up, he doesn't always score during the shooting drills. He doesn't also, but he'll always hit the target. Yeah, he's I say that he's had his year of development. We'll see what happens for him. It'd be lovely to see him get in the squad, of course, gated lad, and that's what you want.
He's got to break into it this season. He really does, I think.
Like I said the last podcast, it's a big season for Aiden, and I wish him all the best. I hope he does it, because he's a local lad for a start. Which is always going to curry favour with fans, and I just want him to do well. I mean, his free kick and all Shields was sublime.
Yeah,
a bit like up at Blyth as well.
Booties was a corker.
And I said at the time, wow, I've seen him score from a free kick, and then next night we've done it again.
Yeah,
this time last year we were talking about, we would loan him out fairly quickly, which we sort of did. I wouldn't do that this time. I would, even if he wasn't making the starting 11, I would keep him in the squad.
I'm sure some of our listeners will confirm this, but I'm sure there's 7 substitutes on the bench this season.
I heard that as well.
So, whether or not all the clubs will partake and fill that every week is another matter. You know what I mean?
Players.
In the past, we barely filled our bench. So,
so it would be interesting to see what happens with that. There were rumours of behind closed doors against Rangers. Don't believe everything you read online. It's not always true. And we've got Gateshead 9-1 to be promoted. Not bad odds. Yeah, it's all right.
I saw 16-1 to win the league, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I still think that's a bit high.
I think so as well, actually. Aye.
Well, if you're a betting man, why not go for it? Our midfield, or woman, or anything else, we're not going to get in trouble here. Our midfield outclassed Sunderland so much that Dijon absolutely rinsed O'Neill. Not Dijon, it would have been
Owen.
The new lad, right?
Well, we'll get into that game in a second. Let's go for this. £4 for chips at Blyth.
What? Wowza!
I didn't buy any.
Christ, you can get heroin cheaper than that up there, I think. Going to send you a real handful so far. Also, there's a big season for Rutledge too. Certainly is. And say Mark Carruthers called that offside. It was a disgrace.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. Also, while we're on a big happy birthday to William Carruthers, he was 10 at the weekend. So, William will be at the game on Wednesday. So, if anyone wants to wish him happy birthday, then please do. He's the one that's taller than Mark when you see them together.
It's not that difficult.
And we've got here. Good job at 20 pre-season. We were 7 up and with that disallowed goal. I know, could you imagine? And obviously St. Geordie's put Southend look okay now. Takeover went through. I think so. Yeah, it's been approved by the league. We've got lots of messages still coming in. We'll go through them, but let's go back to that Sunderland game. Get it up here. There's a strong starting lineup. I don't think it would be their strongest, but all of them players will play in the Championship or have played in the Championship in the last season. Mm-hmm. So it was, players from a much higher level, but we started well and carried on.
Well, I only listened to it, so I'm going by what you and Mark said and what people have told us. And Nathan, who's already been on, it sent to me at half time. Senny's cause and one in our thoughts.
There you go. Look, I just left the Sunderland captain there.
We look really sharp in this game, don't we? It doesn't look like a pre-season game.
Just have a little look at that again. Watch this.
Oh, Megs. Was that Megs? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he put the defenders to the task, Senny, and he seems to have it all. But, I mean, remember, he's just a young lad. Of course, Dejon Brown did amazing things last year. And we've got Yeah.
Of that, son.
I tell you what, it shows you how much of an impact we've made on Dejan if he says to Eddie Orseni, Owen Orseni, get yourself up there. Get yourself signed up.
I mean, you can just see what we were intercepting everything in midfield, and look, Orseni, he's laying it off. He's great. He seemed to have settled in right. He plays into the right way, and we've got to keep expectations right. The young lad looks very exciting, but he's still, relatively raw, still young, still developing. And if this is anything to go by, then it's going to be very exciting to see what the lad can come up with. Oh, this is there you go. Poked it home. But yeah, I mean, you can see by the body language of Sunderland that they're not happy. You can see just to see Christ getting more.
I mean,
they're in a game.
Sorry, go on.
No, go on, Mickey, go on.
I was going to say, I mean, they split the team in two, hadn't they?
They had. But still, I mean, these are championship players, some of them internationals.
Right. I mean, was it Rusin that cost him over £1 million?
Yeah.
The one who won the penalty? And by all accounts, he wasn't very good at that.
Oh, I didn't see much from him, to be honest. This one here, Pemberley, was shining light for Sunderland, I thought, in this game. But as you can see, that's the penalty there. And he was, obviously, you can see he's in agony. Yeah, you've won it, mate. Get up. But
it must be that tape. It must be really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good test, though. This is the kind of, I know we played well, etc. But this is the test we need, isn't it? This is the kind of standard we're aiming for.
Yeah.
No,
and any of them young lads that were on there who didn't get a game, like, they want to send them out and develop them. They'll think, hold on, well, I had a good game against Gated. You know what I mean? So,
a good, well
I
team.
would be able to sign Jack Clark in before January, like, but
he went in and out of the game, but so did a lot of the Sunderland players. But no, it was a good performance, a decent crowd as well. 2,300 and something, I think it was. So, nice to get some money in the coffers for the club, and obviously we've got to look at it for where it is, where Sunderland are in their pre-season, preparations to where we were. Yes, we might be like a week ahead of them, but still, what a performance and what a scoreline for us to come away and beat them. I know they had the squad split into two, but hey, you can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got a load of stick off Newcastle fans, didn't they? Because they put 90 minutes in the legs and didn't put the scoreline up.
Yeah, after they had put the 5-0 one up against.
I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, they just put. Yeah, we didn't even put the score, did they? On Twitter, it was just saying defeat or something, defeating a friendly or something.
No, they didn't do that. They just put 90 minutes in the legs.
I mean, look at the space.
Oh,
there you go.
It's a good goal.
How much I said that people coming in at the back post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've said it for bloody years. I've always said it that if I get cremated, I want my ashes spread at the back post because I'll be living there peacefully. Doesn't look like that might happen this year.
That's a corner kick, man, Mickey. You want to be at the corner flag.
Yeah,
that's what your ashes.
Plenty of corners. We just didn't dine out with them.
I think we have had a confirmed 7 subs this season. Patrick Story wants to behave himself. He's put blonde James Bond coming out the North Sea in a polka dot bikini if we win another trophy. Nope.
Goodness gracious.
Is there a Middlesbrough game? Yes, there is. It'll be there'll be 15 minutes before kickoff it starts. Can't remember what time that one is.
Oh, good.
Lots of games. Surely Aiden gets a bit more time this season. Hopefully, I mean, the standards are high, so he's going to have to raise his game to warrant a starting spot. But we're seeing good things in pre-season from him.
What about North Beast Media? What about that? His 2 or 3 graphics so far this summer. Wow,
the one against Blyth Spartans, that was a good one, wasn't it? With the lad and the Spartans kit, and then I think it was Greg Ollie, wasn't it? Yeah, it looked bloody good.
Yeah, Greg Ollie. It was absolutely superb, Jamie, mate.
I know we give a mention about the kids in the Blyth game, when the kids come on in this game as well, did very well. And there was a big lad that come on up front. It was a Taylor Ford. I think he's only 16 or 17.
Yeah.
As I say, I'm still waiting to grow to his size and develop. And he held himself well as many of the other ones did as well that came on. But yeah, it's very positive for the under-19s, and they're getting great match day experience.
It's unbelievable for the under-19s, for the development, training with the first team lads.
Yep.
But here you are. Look at this.
This is mentality.
This is the kids breaking against Sunderland.
Ollie should have scored there, to be fair to him.
Yeah. But I mean, that's that number 17.
I'd say that if any of us had ran through, I probably would have shit myself. So
yeah. But yeah, no, it's lovely to see the under-19s getting a good bit of match experience, because who knows, they might get called upon throughout the season, and you want them to be at least broken in, as it were, to what a match day experience is like with the first team. No,
because that makes it seamless, doesn't it? When those lads know what the score is with the first team, how they train, how they work, how they behave, etc. And it then just becomes a seamless. It then becomes a team, doesn't it? This big squad becomes one big team, one big happy family. So yeah, it's good. It's good ethics by the club. And talking about the management here to have this mentality. We are together. We are all one. It's really good.
It's fantastic.
You've got Ben Williams, who's just signed he's just signed up, and from the academy as well, and you've added Ben Fell as well, and another young, good local lad. I like what they're doing. They're signing some young'uns, possibly get some first team experience in the friendlies. It's all good.
It is, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried, lads, because this polka dot bikini thing's starting to kick off, and I thought Mickey was the eye candy of the show. Davey, if there's 7 subs, you may get a chance on the bench. Just make sure you wear your itty bitty teeny weeny polka dot bikini. I've never said anything about a bikini or anything like that. It's other people getting carried away.
I think Stevie should keep his fantasies to one side.
I think he should. And buy himself some magic markers to put some polka dots on them underpants, weren't he, from last season?
I didn't need polka dots.
Senny getting past Luke O'Neill, taxi for him. Yeah, it was good. No commentary on the highlights for the video of the Sunderland goal. Yeah, we had awful internet interference, and I don't know if that was because Sunderland TV were broadcasting. I don't know if they were using Wi-Fi, and it was playing havoc with our hi-fi, so we were having terrible interference. So
I kept dropping out and echoing, and then coming back, and you were fine for like 5 minutes, and then bang, it dropped again.
Was it all right in the second half, though?
It was a lot better, but it's still done it. But you're only going off for like a couple of seconds. But just before it went off, you would start echoing, and you knew it was going to drop out, and then it would come back.
Now, hopefully, we don't have that problem on Tuesday. It's great. Sorry, Wednesday. It's not great. Right, let's have a look here.
Get the messages up.
Brag about being the second biggest club in Tyne and We're the first. We're the only ones that win silverware at Wembley, lads. How epic it is.
I think you're being a bit blasé there, like, to be fair.
I'm not being funny, but when did we see Alan Shearer lift the trophy at Wembley? You know what I mean? When did we see Kevin Paul lift anything? Facts are facts. Yeah, Greg Ollie's king.
You wouldn't have torn what?
Well, there you can.
We just talk about the squad and all that, and the young players. You still pinch yourself a little bit, don't you? I mean, it was, talk about academy players, gated with academy players. My God, as you said, sometimes we were like struggling to field like 14 players. Sort of 11 on the pitch and the 3 on the bench. I've been in games where it's just like who, looking at the subs bench and just putting nobody. You know what I mean? Crazy, isn't it?
Nathan's put Oseni's positioning was class in these friendlies. He's always where he needs to be. Yeah, he has. The likes of Joe Bellingham, Jack Clark, and Nathan Patterson all started. Yes, I mean they're big names for Sunderland, and
names. Yeah.
They got to rub
teamers. They're first teamers. You know,
they are first teamers, and they got to rub shoulders with greatness.
With winners.
We've got Ben Williams came through the academy. Bodes well for the youth team. It does, yeah. And did we ask Mr. Blobby to design the keeper kit?
It has nothing to do with it, Sean.
I like that one.
It just looks like one of his kids has had like a marker, just done that all over it, like a bingo marker.
Yeah, that's what Stevie Farnfield's doing to his underpants as we speak. So are we expected to sign more of these trialists? The lad from Luton looks decent. I don't know. I mean, the lad from Luton does look good, but I'd imagine he'll get another run out against Carlisle and.
But the thing is, we're going to keep stuff like that quiet until it's over the line, aren't they? They're not going to advertise the fact that he's potentially going to sign or this, that. They'll get it over the line first and then announce the whole thing, won't they?
I mean, it's one of them things you often get the pre-season trialist that comes out of nowhere. And last year it was trialist 21 in Conor McBride. He's
trialist 17.
Yeah, it's trialist 17 this year, and you hope if he does sign, that he goes on to. Do great things in the gated shirt, because what we've seen so far is promising. But as we say, it is just pre-season. Get the minutes in the legs, and he's a young lad up from the south. There's a big change for him, and they'll be seeing how the lad copes with everything in between. So it's not just everything about what's on the pitch.
You would imagine him and Kane Adam will be perfect partners. And Warman in the same house. May as well get all four Southerners in one house, mightn't you?
Can you imagine that house?
Aren't we quiet, just playing Ludo every night? So we've got he won't let this bikini go. We've got two new chants, Mr. Blobby and Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Polka Dot Bikini. I think what it is. I reckon he's bought a load of that single on cassette at a boot sale, and he can't get rid of it. He's just trying to bring it back into the zeitgeist. That's what he's doing. Well, look at the trialist from Boston. He impressed, and now he's at Scunthorpe instead of That's the thing. Players come in, go. Do they fit into the what the club want? Yes, no. Yeah. Who knows? So we've got 10 minutes left. Of course, we've got the Sunday game. Middlesbrough game on Wednesday. So if you're getting along to that, please do. It should be a decent one. And then, of course, next week, in 8 days, we have the game against
Carlisle. And we've got a few ex-Gated players coming back as well. Certainly in their squad. So that's quite nice. Who we got again, lads? Who's the players?
Ellis, Charters, and Armstrong.
Yeah, Taylor Charters. So it'd be nice to see that, because they're all fantastic players, and looks like John Mellish has went from strength to strength since leaving Gateshead. So
super. I hope the John Mellish song comes out. Spirit the Sky. And
anyone checked out how our players like Ed Francis and stuff is? Any news on how he's been doing?
To be honest, all Macca, but I'm not sure if Macca's had recovery. I know he had an operation in the summer, didn't he? So I'm not even sure if for Millwall yet.
I think Millwall might have just went to Spain on a pre-season training camp. So see there.
Games in 5 days on the piss. Best of luck.
It's a different era now, I think, Mickey. Hey,
all team bonded. That's what it's called.
It'll all be carrot juice and things like that. So,
and if you believe that at Millwall, you're a madman.
Yeah,
that's what Mickey's on. That's what Mickey's drinking tonight. Carrot juice.
That's why Mickey's got the body.
Get away, Mickey. You've had that stash beside the computer there. You're not drinking water.
Water and Diet Coke.
I say.
the perfect mixer. Someone's asking, this podcast hasn't even ended, and asking when is the next podcast. Not sure yet, but we are wanting to do the Thursday night is the regular time slot in the season going forward. I'm going to attend the Carlisle game. Don't really bother with pre-season nowadays, but quite fancy this one. Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great game because it's both teams are in the last throes of the pre-season, and you'll probably get a good mark of what the squad's going to be because, you're going to have a load of substitutes both sides, but I think you're going to start seeing what the side's going to be like for the starter for the Ebbsfleet game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mr. Lucas, but if you told me Langstaff would be playing in the championship back in 2020, I would have laughed. I think everyone would, but it's an amazing story, and I'm praying he hits the ground running and bags himself a few goals before Christmas.
We talk about it. Sorry, lads. We talk about ex-players quite a lot, but when I look now, I try and follow like the ex-players and the clubs they're at. Like, honestly, 10 years ago, I just had to look at like one club in the Football League with a Gateshead player. And now there's so many. And that's just happened in the last 3 or 4 years, really, since the Championship North.
You would be looking for, like, see how Rob Jones was doing for like 10 years, wouldn't you? There wasn't any other.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But now, don't get me started with Rob Jones, because I still haven't forgiven him for scoring the winning Edinburgh Derby for Hibs. I've seen Robin tell them he broke me heart that night.
You know what it is. You know what it is, Mickey. In about 3 years' time, you'll still be banging on about the referee and the linesman giving it offside against the Blyth Spartans 7-0.
Apparently, Carlisle rejected a bid from an unnamed team for Mellish a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
staying.
Oh,
so there we go. So obviously a wanted man. I think he is captain there, isn't he? Am I wrong?
What about Bales? Signed a new 3-year contract at Doncaster. Congratulations.
And he was wanted. He was wanted by somebody, wasn't he, in the division higher?
Yeah, Stockport. But lovely to see Bailey doing well, and the way they finished the end of the season. If they can start the way they ended, they're going to be right up there, Doncaster. It was a phenomenal run, wasn't it?
Big season for Ked as well.
Yeah, big season for him. Aye.
Obviously, he gets to play a full season in the Football League, hopefully injury-free. And then you look at other players that have been at the club. A first full season in League One for Conte. There's players all over. Did I read?
Ed, obviously Ed at Exeter City.
Did I read that? I'm trying to think of his name now. Marshall has signed for somebody as well. Crew, yeah. So there's players littered all over the Football League for us to.
You've obviously got Werney at Milton Keynes.
Milton Keynes, yeah.
It's another one. Joe Sabara as well is signed for Doncaster a few weeks ago. So there's another player out there. Yeah, and
in the playoff in the trophy final and missed. I love him.
Yeah. We've got Wardy has left Oldham, of course, went to South Shields. South Shields. Yeah. Black had signed a new 3-year deal today as well.
Wow.
So, you talk about pre-seasons, chalk and cheese. They're having an awful pre-season, South Shields. They're getting battered left, right, and centre. Yeah, they got beat 5-0 off their Hartlepool the other day after getting beat 5-0 off Sunderland. So, yeah. But as Steve said earlier on, seasons on, won and lost in pre-season. So yeah,
nice to see the club doing the thing with the trophy with the fan. I mean, brilliant that they went to the schools, as we know. But also for the fans there. Just saw Mason's little photograph there with him standing with the trophy. Really, really good touch by the club, like.
Yeah, I got to actually lift it on Thursday night as well. I mean, I'd had my photograph taken with it, and I actually got a chance to actually lift it. There was a few non-Shields fans come on, had the photograph taken with it as well.
Yeah, why not? Good stuff, man. It's nice to see.
Hey, I mean, kind of revel in it, and of course, there's Marcus Denanga, another player in the Football League, but yeah, it's.
We wish Marcus well, by the way. Marcus, good luck to him.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice lad.
also Carl at MK Dons as well. Say,
oh yeah,
it is. It's all, positive, and let's hope it continues that way.
Well, I've got a picture from the championship when we won the National League North.
Aye.
And people are wondering why we won it when you've got Ked, Macca, Taylor, Charters. Just Owen Bailey.
Owen Bailey. Like, these are all Football League players now. You know,
can you imagine if they're all still at Gateshead and know of their monetary value they are now?
Wow.
That'd be something else, wouldn't it? All right, we'll quickly go here. I know I haven't got the picture of this, and I must apologise. We've got what's your thoughts on Maidenhead getting 4 million from the Max Kilman deal? Fantastic. That's what sell-ons are all about.
Wow,
it's a little money.
Well, I'd say one thing quickly about that. That's basically solidified them as a football club for God knows how long.
Oh, absolutely.
At least 3 or 4 seasons, I tell you that.
They could do some ground improvements. They could do
infrastructure.
Yeah.
And buy pitches to rent out. Now it's going to pay for itself eventually. You know what I mean?
Set them up. Any news on the ladies' team? They have got a new assistant manager, haven't they?
Yeah, I've seen got a new young lad. I forgot his. I know he's called Tommy. He's a young lad. I actually had a natter with Rusty. I haven't spoken to Carl. We've lost a few of the lasses who were at university. Mainly Holly. But his signings coming apparently.
Yeah,
they've had a good take up on the trials. So hopefully things will start moving forward in the next couple of weeks. The league fixtures haven't we even been told when the league fixtures are out. I mean, Lee's got a friend in Chester Street Amazons. He's of the same. So we are making signings. A lot of the under 16s who won the League and Cup last year stepping up as well. Unfortunately, we've lost one of the lasses. Jess has signed for Newcastle development team, and she is a really, really talented young footballer. And Newcastle's got a good player there. So it's all boding well. I don't know the ins and outs properly yet, but I did have a bit natter with Rusty, and it's looking very positive. So.
Oh, fantastic. Steve Thornfield, always the man of doom and gloom at times. If Maidenhead are not like Morecambe and probably pay off their debt. Well, if they have any, it's probably gone now. I'm lovely seeing how far and wide the trophy is being shared. It has. It's been fantastic work by Tony Carter, by Paul, and a few others that have been taken around here, there, and everywhere. The work continues.
Rumour has it they're taking it around some nursing homes as well.
Oh, fantastic.
I've
seen that. Places got it. But on that note, lads, we're going to end the show now. We'll be back next week, hopefully before the Carlisle game or just after it, and we'll have the 2 games to talk about, Middlesbrough and Carlisle, and anything that else has happened in between. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that has messaged in, lads.
Thank you.
It's always been nice to beat the scum, and demolished them, didn't we? We demolished them.
No, we didn't. Honest, demolished is not the word.
Yeah, we read the last
shots in the whole game. Both were miles wide. We won 7-0. For the last 20 minutes, we got to see the up-and-coming young lads play really well, and that was the biggest highlight for me. Even though we won 7-0, that last 15 minutes to watch how good them academy lads were was an absolute pleasure. And if any of the lads are listening, well done, lads. Absolutely amazing. To the senior lads, thank you for putting them bastards to the sword, and well done.
On that note, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
There we go.